Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. This lovely 99 Toyota 4Runner 4-wheel drive with approximately 242 miles on the clock was recently for 2 days at my shop because the owner bought it recently, approximately 2 months ago, and she decided to do the maintenance. I was doing valve covers, I did the timing belt completely. A lot of work was done, and the owner thought, and I wished her honestly not to see her for a while. Well, she was going to bring her matrix for some maintenance, but she called yesterday and she said there is some problem with the starter. Can I bring the 4Runner? And I said, of course. All of you know that the starter on 4Runner, it's easy if it's 2-wheel drive, but it's pain if it's 4-wheel drive. Of course, this is 4-wheel drive version, so that will be fun to replacing it. However, let's go back first and see what is it doing, what the starter is doing. It's kind of intermittent. Aha, of course it will start right away. What I wanted to show you, the starter was first clicking only. It did like a weak click, or it did even nothing. Aha, you heard it, perfect. Did you hear that? It will not start. And then it will start. So this is the condition. And let me show you what I did. All the experts will say, oh, just replace the starter. Correct, but no, we have to make sure there's no some other problems before we will be replacing or performing this relatively expensive service. So first, when it was running, when I came here, I checked immediately how the alternator is charging. So I took my multimeter. When engine was running, I touched the battery terminals and I saw it's charging over 14 volts. It was 14.06, so I knew the battery is not depleted because the bad alternator. After that, I shut it off and checked that these terminals are perfectly tight, everything's fine, and I did tested the battery. And the battery tested just fine. It's no problem. The state of health is like 92%, and state of charge was like 97%. So now we know, besides the connector, bad connection on the starter, and this is where the starter is, it's on the passenger side, and you know from my different video, I filmed it for you completely. You see finally the starter, it's right there, it's a Toyota made, and the owner contacted the previous owner and she said it's approximately 10 years ago when it was replaced. I guess the experts were right. They skipped checking everything and they just say, starter, just go and replace it. And I know I already filmed it, so it's on this channel, but just quick reminder, if you will do it yourself, disconnect that battery, really important. And here will be probably the last view before removal for you. This is how it looks without the wheel and without the shield. I can read there, it's a remanufactured for Toyota by Denso. So this, we know it lasted approximately 10 years. The bolts are 2 from here, and you will need to get rid of that engine oil lipstick. Also loosen these lines, the brake lines. There is a nut on the back, I think 12, because you are actually pulling the starter through here. It will not go down and it will not go up. And I filmed it for you last time. It was on the front 97 4Runner 4-wheel drive. And I couldn't squeeze it out through here. It was in my driveway, no lift, so it was different situation. I just want to give you update that on 99, when I tried to turn that starter all kinds of positions, when I reversed the entire orientation of it, it actually made it barely, a little bit pushing on this. So still disconnecting that automatic transmission dipstick tube. I said before it was engine oil, of course not. Engine dipstick is on the other side. So if you push on this, because it's disconnected on the top, it's missing the half, it will actually make it through here. Therefore there will be no bending of these lines, which I already removed that bolt 12 millimeter. So that's for you for the future. Here it is what you really need. This is again orientation towards to the back where we were just standing. These are two 14 millimeter bolts as they are holding that starter in the place to connect the main wire, the small wire. And here it's a must 14 millimeter wobble, super long extension. This is in 3/8 size. Here you can see the new unit, which just came with all the paperwork and so on. So we've got everything in the place. We will finish with the wheel and start testing this new setup. I know that you guys know that this repair or replacement was successful, but how many times we will have to start it up to convince, let's say, internet troll. Way different, wasn't it? But it started also before. Yeah, this is different story. I can hear that new starter really fast turning the engine. Wonderful. So that's it. It was relatively simple replacement because I have a lift. So much easier for me than doing it for someone else in the driveway. I feel for you guys when you have to do it nearly on the gravel or something. Completely different story, because that 97, that's exactly what I did with it for that friend. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, you find it helpful, and make sure you are subscribed. I have way more coming your way soon. See you later, my friend.